up to speed, up to speed, up to speed.
Live from the apocalypse, your favorite rapper won't be on State of the Game because I don't like how they talk to people. This is Dano. I am your host. It's not my fault your favorite rapper can't keep appointments. Um, and I was asked this week, it was a school committee meeting to fight racism, right? And at the end of the meeting, they were around and said, everybody say how you feel in one word. And I was like, this is the stupidest shit I have been asked all week. We just we just did a bunch of shit. What is this? So when they came to me, I said effervescent. I am the effervescent Dano, forever vescent here. Um, and I am joined today. I'm gonna start this introduction with a bit of a brag, as I tend to do here. The When I first met Mighty Healthy and Timepiece, and I first was around those interactions they were having, I came to both of them, I believe, maybe just one, but I believe both, and said, you two should create a producer group. I had been listening to Combat Jack and been listening to the Mike Will Made It episode where he formed ear drummers, all those producers, and I was like, you and Timepiece just make sense together. It's a great cop movie. You guys should build from there. And boy, did they take a pretty good idea and make it a great idea because now we have Lupara, which includes Timepiece and Mighty Healthy and the incredible Hobgoblin. Uh, Thank you. And who can you list all the members so we have everything disclosed here?
We've got Flu, Bohemia Lynch, SB11, Farmer Beats. Is that everyone, Marty?
Emma Chacha.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
Machacha. Copenhagen Crates legend,
Yeah.
Machacha.
Right. Most the busiest guy.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I was I the last person to join the group? No, SB was the last, but it was Hobgoblin that brought me in.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It ended up happening, and making me feel good. So, but yeah, Lupara is just a wonderful secret weapon of a situation, because you just get all the flavors when you sign on, right? Um, Recently, it was Shoddy
Yeah.
with Pulp Nonfiction, which was just fantastic, produced by Lupara, but also one of my favorite Chicago people, Water.
Yeah.
Double R's. That was incredible. Um, was it Compendium? What was that called?
Compendium of Arcanum.
Compendium of Arcana. Yes. Sorry, I'm freestyling the credits here. Um, but yeah, anybody who has signed on to do a project with Lupara has found themselves making the best project they've made so far. Um, and that's been pretty cool. So, how has that been in terms of selecting the right people, and in terms of approaching that skill set of like, what do we want to get out of this? You know?
Do you want to take that? Because it was you who got
Yeah.
Shotty involved. So
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, these all came pretty naturally. Because I think it was Timepiece's idea for water, and then from there, you know what also happens because this is such a small world. Everyone ends up working with each other anyway. So how this usually happens is like the running joke is usually like farmer or Machacha usually has like a whole stash for for all these artists to begin with. And then we'll start reaching out and they're like, "Oh yeah, well I already have a project with him." And I'm like, Well, you might as well just do it with all of us. So, those usually start like that. But also, yeah, it's just been super free flowing. And I would say what I really love about being in this group is I think it allows me to be a better beat maker because there's less I have to focus on. Like, as a producer, with a lot of these like one producer projects, there's so much you're thinking about, like as far as stylistically, cohesion, skits and all that. But like as a group with seven other people that are also really good, I'm like, okay, I could just focus on just being myself like a couple times.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. And yeah, because they have a whole crew at that point,
Right.
like, yeah. No, that's man, you got me thinking about Pharma Beats has the coolest like Bandcamp page, like page after page run you can
Yeah.
see with like all these incredible people. And I was trying to think of who in the Pharma Rolodex I would like to see Lupara do. My official nation is Nomad Carlos.
Matt Carlos. Okay.
Nomad Carlos. They did Cypher together. They I don't know. They've worked together. Nomad Carlos is insane. I love Nomad Carlos. Anyway, but that's cool. You guys combining the connections and getting all the sauce. I especially Pulp Nonfiction was just like all the best, all those flavors.
Right.
And Shoddy is such a movie nerd. I think, did that make it more fun in terms
It
of
absolutely made it more fun because Shadi is also like he's an albums guy. He's all about track listing and sequencing. And so with that project, it really just felt like another producer was on the team. You know? It was like that also for our album with Sazy from a couple months ago.
yep, yep.
He's actually also a producer and like he also produces entire projects and stuff too. So just having that eye of just knowing how to put this together, it just makes it so much easier.
Yeah, or like just having a vision, a cohesive vision of what you want to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's incredible.
Sorry to interject and over talk you there, but the musically and like getting the actual music done is for all the projects we've done so far. That gets done. That's the quickest thing. Like getting the act, which would normally you think would be the hardest thing. Getting the music done is super quick. It's when we've got to like between there's like eight of us at that point. Okay, what's the art going to be? That's the thing that tends to go a little bit slower and takes more time, ironically, than getting the actual kind of album together in the first place.
Right, you've got a lot of ingredients, a lot of ingredients. It's about like what are we doing? How do we control these ingredients? Um,
No one's trying to be the head of the group either. Do you know what I mean? Like we're all conscious, I think, that there shouldn't be a leader or like one person who takes the lead. That and we want to take on board everybody's point of view, but unfortunately, the side product of that sometimes is just. I don't want to say procrastination, but things can take a little while to get kind of sorted out.
right, things have to like, yeah, take shape.
The place they
yeah. That makes sense, and that can be a strange process because it's a very microwavable environment now.
Hmm.
Like, well, we got enough joints for an EP. Okay, we could put it out as an EP. Like it's a fast moving industry right now.
Right.
Um, and to the point where it's created, I don't know, different issues, right? Like, there's been a lot of complaints that like a big time album. There was like I don't know, it was a year or two ago. Kate Renata put out an album. Everybody's very excited about it. And I pressed play, and everyone around me, my feed is very music, knowledgeable people, and they're like, "This mix is awful." And I remember going, "How could Kate Renata have an awful mix? Like, Kate Renata's brilliant, right? Like, it's things are being rushed."
Yeah, and Kate Renata, he's not the kind of person who's pumping out 12 albums a year. Like he takes
No,
it time. So
No, but think they're because they are the environments operate on two different fiscal spheres, right? And this is the kind of talk me and my healthy have.
yeah,
Spheres, right? So um, the underground space is very much you remember the old HBO back in
Mhm.
the day?
Yeah,
The old HBO was like a jewelry store that was like we are the finest jewelers. You know what I mean? We shaped these shows for years, but when they come out, they're the biggest things on TV, right? Um, the underground is kind of like that, right? Your vinyl's going to be beautiful, right? We got the best artwork. Like the best people in the underground are taking their time and making sure that things look good, you
Mhm.
know? Um, whereas the pop space is motivated by streams, not physical.
Right.
So it's about making them hit click again.
Yeah, it's rough. I mean, but at the end of the day, though, it's like for example, because there's the whole thing of, oh, there for the first time there's no rap in like Billboard or whatever. But at the same time, I think this is the first time in the Grammys where there's three rap albums for album of the year.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. But like, what are those albums? It's Clips, it's Kendrick, it's Tyler. Um, so it's just like still, even amongst the most microwave click bullshit, whatever, it's still high quality music that at least still gets, it's like there's obviously, what I say like there's still a huge appetite for what we do.
And I would make the case that at least two of those albums, right, kind of stole a little underground sauce.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? The Clips rollout had some real underground sauce to it, man. Like it was very elegantly distributed. Like the videos were kind of old school black and white. You know what I mean? The merch, because you could buy it through Complex.
Yeah.
Like they were doing these very very specific kind of moves that you have to plan out ahead of time, right? So like the rollout was serious, and that's what people were like. This is a good roll. I'm like, yeah, by comparison to
Yeah.
all whack ass non rollouts,
Yeah.
right?
Like
Well, look, yeah. Go on, mate. Sorry, go on.
oh no, no, yeah, like, it was such a good rollout, but like that's actually how you do a rollout. Like
Right, right,
you put out singles, you have merch, you go talk to people, you have music worth talking about,
right.
and then also you just keep talking about it after. What a concept.
Yep, yep,
Yeah, you
yep.
don't just send AI crap out into the ether, hoping
Yeah.
that that's gonna cut it.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
that
it's
too.
and it's weird. It's a bit cartoonish, right? For people that are like nerdy overthinkers, we're looking at your timeline as an artist, and you're pissed because you surprise dropped an album and you didn't tell anyone ahead of time, and you're not promoting it, and it's not doing well.
Yeah, it's there's a statistic out there. I think there's like 65,000 songs get uploaded daily.
Right,
And it's like, no, this isn't the environment. Like, you're not Kendrick, you're not Beyonce. Like, you cannot drop and just not tell anyone. Like
right,
that just doesn't cut it anymore.
right, right. It's not. It's not work. It's not going to work. And so it's been interesting to watch. So to start, the first official question for you guys is, um, if I gave you one spot and said, like, 'cause I'm a big MVP person, right? If you had an MVP for production in 2025, who would you who would you name as that?
Mm. I'll let Hob go first on this one.
Best producer of 2025. I
First
mean, in
question.
our space, in
Huh?
our space on the amount of content he dropped alone, you got to go Machacha. um, just because of how much he dropped, mate. But if you're talking, I guess if you're talking like everywhere. I mean,
Every
Pharrell was back big with the clips. You can't, that's undeniably. I like what he did with the clips album. So yeah, I'd go if underground machacho, commercial.
Oh, I like the two categories. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, same deal here. Like underground, like it would have to be us, right? But on that level, to me, Havoc and Pharrell are like 1A and 1B.
Yeah,
Like obviously the Clips album, big deal. It's been a while. Malice is the best rapper this year,
sure.
you know, and Pharrell just became RZA out of nowhere. And and then you have Havoc, who Havoc is to me, like if you consider all the legends of that era, like he's like the best one now. And it's like really weird because he's never dipped. Like, cause even when you go back, like, he has his own solo projects. He also does like producer albums and stuff. Like it's still the same. Like there's no dip in quality.
It would be like Havoc and Q-Tip or something like that because
Yeah.
Q-Tip's one of those cats who doesn't work as consistently as Havoc does. Um, but he can take 4 years off, come back, and be just as sharp. Like what an asshole, you know?
Like
Uh,
he's yeah, like Havoc is East Coast Dr. Dre. Like
yeah,
he's
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
That's a good. I mean, for me, my MVP. And this is a weird producer MVP to have, I think, but I'm gonna go August Fanon
Uh-huh.
because I think it was like Fanon always is amazing to me because most people in his position are chasing the the their way to the bigger names, right? They're out there like, you know, emailing West Side Gun every day, and or like whatever, trying to do that. What was the Mustard had that story about Kendrick, right?
Yeah.
That he was like emailing every single day, and then GNX happened 40 years later, and I'm like, that seems weird to me. Like as a person, I wouldn't want to do that. Like I'm gonna be like, what are we doing? Are we
Right.
actually friends? What is this? It seems odd. So Fanon does none of that, right? Like he has his giant folder. He gives access to it. You tell him what you want, you pay him whatever. So um and but he's gotten into this phase of remixes this
Mhm.
year that has been nuts. Absolutely nuts. He has a Patreon that you can buy his remixes through. Um, we threw a state of the game show in Brooklyn, right? And he goes, he's just cool as hell. One of the regular people comes onto the stage chewing gum, presses play, and he's remixed the lead single off the Coldest Professional.
Well,
And it just fucking dropped. And we were like, what the fuck? This is way fucking better than the primo version. Like Fanon is an amazing talent and it is doing all that I would ask anyone to do is just chase what is exciting to you.
yeah, and I mean also like I think he was on the last Vinny Paz album
Yeah.
with all of us too. Like he'll still have his good opportunities. Which by the way, that is also another one of those like that whole sitting and waiting game.
Yep.
Um, as a producer, I remember that joint that I sent Vinny Paz. Yeah, I made that like 4 years ago. I said like
Right.
4 years ago. Like yeah, like it's just what happens. Like even if
Yeah.
you're in communication or whatever, uh, it's just a waiting game. And like now as a producer, you can't really rely on that. You
Mm.
just still have to have the thing on your own. So like what Fanana's doing with the remix albums, like you just have to have your thing that is just you. And then, the placements, all that stuff is cool, but as long as you have your foundation of something that's just you.
Right. And he's still placed on giant projects, right? Like he's still gonna have, Wood still is gonna have access to that folder, all these people. But he did this incredible album with Kendall Spencer.
Mm.
like which is really dope. And it's a really great story behind that. Like um and he's like, I was talking to Sudoku, who's up and coming from Albany, and he's like, man, Fanon's been such a great mentor for me, like giving me advice. And I'm just like, damn, Fanon's out here like helping out Sudoku, like crazy, you
Right.
know. There was an artist, BK Art. He actually did the armature cover for Shrapnel. I sat with him at the listening party for Gabe. He was talking about like, yeah, I threw this like art exhibit for my art, and Fanon played there. You know, like he's like really of his community in that way.
Yeah.
Um, and he views talent on this linear level of like, I fuck with you, you're talented. I'm gonna give Young Morpheus a beat. I'm gonna give this person a beat. That up, Kendall Spencer, Def C. It's all great rappers to me. And very few people are operating like that.
Very few. Like just like what you mentioned, you have producers that only think like, oh yeah, I still need to be like reaching up and not think about
Looking for
across.
next. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Almost like it's environmentally for producers out there. It almost feels like a high school style environment
yeah,
where you're like you're in your social clique, but you wish you were above it, and you're like
exactly.
you're trying to worm your way to another lunch table. Like,
Like,
Conway, you really are a machine, and you're
oh
trying
yeah.
to get your
Oh,
way there.
can I be track 17 on like Hitler Wears Hermes 27? Like,
It's that, as you know, desperation isn't. It's something people can feel, you
yeah,
know, and it doesn't work well. So whenever you're chasing something that you're excited about, it's better. It's just fucking better, and that's what Fanon did all year.
right.
Remixing Bruiser Wolf albums for kicks, like that's fucking awesome, you know.
Yeah. And the thing, and like the root of it is like, this is supposed to be fun at the end of the day.
Right.
Like you need to find you need to find the things as a producer that keeps it fun for you. Like because there's so many variables you can't control. Like you can't control like you may even email these people, send, the top people stuff, and they may even record over. Like I have so much stuff in the vault that it's just people that is potentially life changing that is just sitting there because like they just forgot about it. It's like so as long as you have like your foundation and keeping it fun for you, like that's how you last here.
Yeah, I mean that's how you keep yourself fully invested, you know. And there was like one of the big albums this year was for the underground is Emergency by Shamar, right? And Shamar is a big talent in New York City. It was produced by I think Outside House,
Mhm.
or maybe it was executive. Uh, yeah, Outside House did a lot of it. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, Fanon's remixed the whole album, and Shamar is like shitting, like, "Oh my god, fucking what?" You know, that's amazing. That's so cool. Like, I don't know. So that I love that kind of shit where
Right.
like you can, if you're coming up, you know that you can actually get a Fanon beat if
Yeah.
you're good enough. Like, and that means you could put that on your vision board and reach for it, you know? Yeah, anyway, I'll move on from that. But that was the first question. Um, so talking about the Clips album, because we had referenced the Clips album, right? When it came out, the production was divisive with Pharrell, right? There were people that hated the production. The worst part of this album is the production. And I had a very clear understanding of what Pharrell was going for that I've heard no one fucking say. I've heard no one reference it in reviews.
Mhm.
So I wanted to kick it to y'all and see what you guys thought, right? Because Hobgoblin referenced RZA, which I think is a good reference point for me. When I first heard it, when I listen to it now, I always think of this as Let God Sort Them Out as Pharrell's TDE album. Pharrell was a big fan Like I'm an old TDE head, old Top Dog, Absol, conspiracy theories, J Rock, all that stuff, right? He loved Soundwave. He loved tape beats. He loved how muted everything was and how implied the tones, like how it was, because it's so fucking opposite of what he does.
Right. Because
Fascinated by this.
Yeah, I think it's I think I've been told this before, that with artists that I've worked with, I think you can try sometimes as a producer, particularly, and he could have made this mistake because obviously the clips have been gone for a while and his re-emergence is kind of doing too much. And I definitely think that he held back enough, but it was still interesting and new. But it also, you could tell there was he was kind of pulling from like an older, like an older style of production as well.
and
Kind of,
to me, it's that and the fact that, there's a big difference between the Neptunes and Pharrell by himself.
Yes,
yeah,
yes, definitely.
So go like, if it was announced that, hey, this next Clips album, it's Neptunes, I don't think anyone would question it at all. But
Right.
then when you hear that it's Pharrell by himself, you're like, okay, this could go one or two ways, and the other could be really, really bad.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. It's different. Being alone in that room. So, but yeah, I thought of this as his kind of version of that. We're gonna make a TDE Clips album that's gonna be kind of uh grungy and airy. Like those seasons of True Detective where it's like people are silently and evocatively smoking cigarettes,
Yeah.
and it's not nonstop action, and it breathes, and like I think that's how he was aiming to do with the
Yeah.
production.
I think another big part of it again, it's like Clips will push specifically. He's a big Cuban Links guy. He's a
Yes.
he's a big Cuban Links guy. He's also really big into why is this escaping me? Um, but yeah, no, like he's like a next generation of that world. So
Right.
and you also have Pharrell, who as a producer, like like him or not, but like he helped advance production in the 2000s. So you have this one guy near like, hey, listen, we need this, we need glaciers of ice, we need,
Right.
like ice cream, like this is what I'm on. And then you have like, okay, I'm gonna do my modern spin on that, but not too much.
Right. Right. It's and that's what's like what nowadays, like, people are thinking about it. People are like, "Oh man, Daytona, the Pusha T album," and I'm like, "No, man. If you know Pusha T, the Pusha T album is King Push Darkest Before the Dawn.
Yes, yes, yeah,
That's the Pusha T album. That, like, FIFA is Pusha T, right? Crutches, crosses, caskets. That's Pusha T. Like, that's where his heart is. You
yeah.
Um, in that kind of, that's the crime writer push, you know. And some of this felt like it was approaching that, Uh, so I have a soft spot for that. Um, any big moments out there production wise, big albums outside of that Clips album that we should talk about?
Yeah, I mean, we have to me two things come to mind right off the rip. It's obviously it's Infinite, Mob Deep, Havoc,
Sure.
and then I also appreciate Premiere kind of having like an alchemist year in terms of like putting out more music than ever. Uh
I
another
actually like The Coldest Professional a lot.
I like it.
I like it. It's not it like I have a whole sub list, Mighty Healthy. Like I have my album of the year list, but I have
Yeah,
this weird list in my head of like the funnest albums of the year.
yeah.
that might not be the album of the year, but they're fun as hell. To me,
Yeah,
The Cold Professional's fun as hell. It's 8 songs. It's good times, comfort food. I'm into it.
is it gonna change my life? No, but
But it's great.
yeah, I do appreciate kind of, the larger conversation is, ageism at that level, at that highest level, just totally, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So now there's going to be an influx of more legends that we would actually want to hear more from. And so that means more producers of that generation are more active. And it's just good to see.
But I mean, if if I had to grade because the Mass Appeal rollout was very ambitious, right?
Yeah.
All these legendary albums in 1 year, I would still give it probably a D,
Mm,
uh, because it didn't have a coordinated sound, right? The
right.
Raekwon album was just really badly, boringly produced. Like it was the Slick Rick album had some weird stuff on it production wise. I think
And Slick Rick always have weird albums.
yeah.
Yeah.
So the I to me there wasn't like producers and artists that are known to experiment, right? And they're good at experimenting, right? They're good. They take chances, but smart chances.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like Mass Appeal. The music was taking smart chances throughout the year. That's just my read on it. Yeah,
I mean, for starters, I didn't think half those albums were going to come out.
right, right, fair. Yeah,
I'm like, wait, who and who? I don't know about that one. Like, because I remember, because I think for a while, I think like Raekwon, for example, he was working on, at least he announced Cuban Links 3 in like 2020. Um, and
right.
I don't know if whatever resulted from that ended up to be this album, but I mean, I remember sending like 50 like throughout the years and stuff like that. So who knows what what where that came from. And yeah, I think like De La Soul dropped yesterday.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I still need to get through that one. Yeah, I mean, I was just surprised what they said was going to drop actually did.
yeah. It's surprising that they did what they did. I think like it is a little bit like the the good music thing when they dropped all those records.
Yeah, I think that's what he tried to do, honestly.
It's it reminds me of that in the good way and the bad way, right? I remember thinking, y'all ruined this Tiana Taylor out. Like this is not the way it should sound. Like it's you needed to take more time with it. It needed to be more songs. Like this format doesn't fit with this album, right? Um,
I mean that format didn't fit those types of artists either.
right,
Like,
right.
you can't make a Nas album in 6 days. Like you
No,
can't.
no, no.
Yeah,
And so you look back on it and there's like, oh, Daytona comes out great. But like there's stuff to learn from. I think Mass Appeal has some stuff to learn from this in terms of what we do. Maybe if they pared it down to like 3 legends a year, 2 legends a
yeah,
year.
just 3 legends a year. Again, a part of it is also just like, the difference is like Kanye had the luxury of having this rollout because he was producing everything.
Right, right.
There's so many other moving parts with Mass Appeal.
Yeah, they seem to be fucking up across the board. Because if you've seen any of the Rhythm Roulette series this year as well,
Yeah.
balls go.
I don't even remember who was the last one?
It was bad. I don't know. Some dude I've never heard of. It was bad.
It was, yeah, I mean, to me, like, so think about the most successful recent old head collab is probably the Q-Tip LL Cool J,
Yes.
right? That wasn't successful because we got LL back. It was successful because LL and Q-Tip were pushing each other.
Yes.
And you got to hear, like, oh, this is a tribe beat and LL's running it. Like, this is fucking awesome. Run it back. Like, you got to see them. LL has never rapped on songs like that before, right?
Right.
And Q-Tip has never had somebody like LL before, uh, and push it. So they created something new together that was fun. And that's what was missing from something like that Raekwon album, right? Is like it's not fun. It's not there's nothing pushing him.
Yeah, I feel like those albums specifically, I think a lot of it was also like not so much shaking the rust off, but like, all right, let me test the waters. I've
Yeah.
been recording a bunch. I have all these songs. I feel like they're good enough to put out, and then this will kind of give me the momentum for like the next thing. Now that people are embracing our older acts, it's like, oh well, all right, well let me just keep going now. Like to me, like I don't think Ghost for like that didn't like I like a good chunk of that album, but I don't know if that was. I feel like he meant to call it something else, and that was just like, oh well, these are pretty good. I'll get Supreme Clientele too. Like like
Yeah.
yeah,
That maybe I mean, and you make a great point. What I was thinking is like everybody's talking about like the audience kind of adjusting to the fact that now we have lots of old rappers doing new music, right? But it's an adjustment for the rappers too.
yes,
Someone like Big Daddy Kane had accepted, okay, I guess it's over, right? I guess I'm just gonna, do my hits and do my thing, and people want the new guys. And now there's people who are like heads. There's historical documentaries on, all this stuff. There's books. I got a cold chilling book, in my bathroom. Like, so people want more of these. There's a buzz for it. So now he's like, oh, I guess I'll come back or whatever, like, and if you do, how do you get back in the groove of something that you haven't been making new stuff of for years and years,
right. And it's like people of that generation, um, like they're not reaching out he's not gonna DM August Fanon, like he's not gonna check us out, and he's also they're not really seeking out production either because
Right.
they
Right.
spent their whole careers like they're from a generation where they didn't even have to do that. So like this whole concept is foreign to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
no, they had people doing that, organizing that for them. Yes.
yeah. So it's so like there is an adjustment period.
Made me laugh. I saw Ghostface Killer's interview on was it Bootleg Kev's podcast.
Yeah.
And he asked him about the project he did with Big Ghost,
Yeah.
and Ghostface Killer didn't even know what he was talking about. He had no idea what he was going on about.
Yeah.
That's wild. Yeah, that was botched. Yeah. It was Supreme Clientele 2 was weird. The Muddy Waters, the Red Man was weird.
Yeah.
I maybe got through it once. I would, I don't know. Maybe this is me, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong here. But like Red Man, as an example, right? The Muddy Waters 2, I'm rapping my ass off. I'm like, I know you rap your ass off. We all know you rap your ass off. Like the question is, what are you here to say? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And if you don't want to say anything, like there's still ways to make that really fun,
Right, right, right.
And again, I think it's the same thing. It's like you're Redman. Like you're not reaching out to production. You're not, and you're, and there's probably no way. Like I probably can't just like DM Redman a pack. So it's just like these are connections. But if that concept is foreign to you, like it just doesn't happen. Like I'd have to like would have to like bump into him somewhere. Like, oh yeah, by the way, here you go.
Yeah, I mean, and it's but I always give credit,
Yeah,
to I want to give a positive example to counteract what we're saying about Redman, right? Planet Asia is all the fucking way tapped in.
yeah,
Blue
Yeah.
is all the fucking way tapped in, bro. Like,
Vinny Paz.
what'd you say?
Vinny Paz.
Vinny Paz tapped the fuck in. Like, I have straight up discovered new artists, and they already have songs with Blue.
yeah.
Like, motherfucker, how does this happen? Like, this is all I do. Like, but at Planet Asia will have people on there that like that I've already interviewed and then like you know what I mean? And I'm like, damn, they're like this is crazy. Like all the way tapped in. And so those guys, their shit sounds good.
Yeah, and the thing is, because it's like Planet Asia started his career being tapped in. Like, you know, like since like Pain Language. It's
Right.
like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do a whole album with Mugs. Like now this just sounds like breathing, like no one cares. But back then it's like, oh wait, you mean you could actually sit with like a whole producer and just
Yeah.
like, oh, people like, oh, I can keep doing this. I can keep doing this with other producers. Like, yeah, so of course it's no surprise someone like him is totally tapped in all the time.
Yep. And there's and so this is it. I got a different question, and this is a great question for you guys. Because I think you've both been on what we would consider like um I was talking about this with somebody else like stocks, right? If you think about people the producers like stocks, you
Mhm.
know, and you can buy low on something that's a great value, like you've both been great value producers, right? Like if you don't know Hobgoblin, New South, SOUF, with fucking Prose. It's one of the coolest sounding albums in Texas history. It's fucking dope.
The
Um,
album and that album didn't do well in comparison to everything else I've dropped at all. And it's one of my favorite albums that I've made. I had such fun making that album. But so
it's
thank you for saying that.
yes, yes, that's what I'm saying. Like you like crazy dope, crazy uh and there's lots of people who I feel like continually make great music, but they're never in the critical conversation for this being the best. And I have my own thoughts and feelings as to why. But you were about to say something, Mighty Healthy. How does
Oh
that?
no, I'm saying also remember the rollout for New South.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love Prose so much, man. Great dude. But yeah, it's not. Yeah, I remember like yeah. I remember asking if he had merch, and he was like, "Let me see what I have around my." You know, he's doing it himself. You know what I
Right.
mean? That's the so it's tough. But so people like here's my theory, okay, on this stuff. Um, big narratives are a real big part of the space. Narratives, and so someone, as an example, someone like Open Mike Eagle is incredible at narratives,
Mm.
right? Like Neighborhood Gods Unlimited, boom, right? The narrative's right there. You can write 1,500 words about it. But if you're just giving people dope beats to make dope projects, you might not get written about in that way. Like V Don has given some incredible work, right? Brap 2 is nuts. Like everything is, V Don is high level, everything he does, but he doesn't really work with the the people that are theming and concepting the hell out of stuff.
Even though he's just as talented as like the producer we talked about before. Like,
Yep, yep. And yeah, it does something that no one else can do. The other one that comes to mind, like I'm a big Harry Fraud guy.
yeah,
I'm a big Harry Fraud guy, and I think Harry Fraud makes things better.
yeah.
And I don't know if it's the most intricate stuff. I don't know if it's the most, you know, but god damn, it's good. It's just it moves you immediately. That Bruiser Wolf thing, you know, oh, that's there's so many crazy songs on there. Yeah, and I think it's Harry Fraud beats are a little more experimental than you may think. That's
Yeah.
what I always say, right? Like when you first hear, it, you're like, "Oh, this is just satisfying," and then you're like, "What is that spring sound? Like, what is this fucking?" There's weird details in it that are really fucking cool.
Right. And it's funny, like a good chunk of his career has just been like locking in with French Montana. Like that's when he was experimenting, and you're just like, really French? And then you go back, it's like, oh, like this is actually pretty good.
I was talking to Chong Wizard about that shit, like because he's like my shit is different. I'm like, you know why your shit is different? You came from mixtapes.
Yeah,
Like people weren't making dark ambiance based, feel no. And they were trying to make hits. If you were putting out a mixtape or you were producing a mixtape, you wanted to turn it up.
right.
And Harry Fraud is still from that area of like, I'm trying to put in the millions of streams.
Right. And that's also part of my appreciation for the Mobb Deep album and like as
Right.
far as Havoc's production. Because like you remember, like outside of Mobb Deep, like Havoc has he's done so much stuff for like Kanye. He's done yeah, like he's done so much stuff, and a good part of his production, it's like it just works in cars for some reason.
Yeah.
Like, and
Yes.
like that's an element of production that has been completely forgotten about in the underground space for the most part, of just like this has to hit in the car. Like
Yep.
to me, even during like COVID, I felt like producers just like completely skipped the car test. Like that's how we got a whole bunch of drumless beats. It's like we forgot about.
Right. Right. Yeah. What do you like? Yeah, I'm putting this on a road trip. Like, am I gonna make it?
Yeah,
And I think, yeah, and we're talking about the fun bucket, right? As a segment, right? This is the fun bucket segment. I would have to put High Top Fade by the Cool Kids in that mix.
mm,
Um, Chuck English from that, like, is definitely from that mixtape,
yeah,
hard hitting era. That album is just bread and butter, badass hooks. You know, just knocking ass beats. It's just cool kids being cool kids, giving you exactly what you want. You know, and it evolves. There's cool R&B touches. There's different tones. It's not one note, right? They're always very precise, but it's them.
right.
It's them.
And just like we said, they're from that era
Right.
where
Right.
you had to capture attention.
Yeah. Yeah. They have like, and in a weird way, the cool kids have what Dipset kind of didn't have, which is like a real production identity. The
Okay.
dirty secret of Dipset is that they used to screw over producers really religiously. There's a lot of stories about Jim Jones just kind of taking beats, never paying them, whatever. You're not going to sue me. You don't have the money for lawyers. Ah, and like that's because they chewed and screwed all over the place with production. They never really had what Chuck English is able to give the cool kids, which is that unified identity, and what like Pac Div had, right? With their so they he's and I was just glad to have that music back, right? That kind of pulse back because it was, to your point, getting very drumless, very sorrowful, you know? Drumless and sorrowful.
Yeah.
I like to balance this shit.
Yeah, I don't mind the odd drumless beat.
No,
I think
no.
Rock Marcy does it really well. But if it goes on for too long, Alchemist is another one. Obviously, he's got his drum stuff. But if there's more than like 2 or 3 in a row on a project, then I'm starting to fast forward till I hear a beat. You know what I mean? Like it gets a bit boring after a while.
Yeah, like, but again, like even on the Mobb Deep album, like the 4 Alchemist beats that were there, I felt like Havoc just like shook, like, listen, like we're whatever y'all be giving them, no. Do it how we used to do it.
Right.
This is the ASR. Remember this? Yeah, you're gonna use that today. Like,
Yep. Yeah, I mean, some people make really like. I was thinking about Navy Blue as a producer. right?
Mhm.
He makes really kind of tender, emotional beats because that's his music, right? That's the music that connects with him. I like that, but I don't think I could always listen to that. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? That can't be my whole diet. I can't walk around tender all goddamn day.
No, no, it's time and place.
Time and place, man.
Yeah.
It's the morning. I just logged into work. I might need Chuck English, bro. I might need to get moving. It's so that's it's yeah. We had 2025 is a great year for me in production because of all the flavors we had.
Yes.
If you like drumless beats, there's lots of drumless beats being made very well.
Yeah.
You know, Craven and Boldy are doing it for you. You know,
Like
they're
those,
out there.
yeah, like he got like 12 albums a year. Like
Right. Right. Yeah. And it's so I it's there have been a lot of flavors present, a lot of good things. To me, it and even outside of rap music, there's been really interesting, exploratory, experimental sounding fucking R&B albums.
Mhm. And and obviously I don't follow R&B as much, but apparently like a lot of the discourse is the same, where they're just like, hey, like where's this? Where's this type of content? Where's this type of sound? And so I think from my understanding, like kind of the same thing is happening, where it's like you have, I guess, their underground kind of doing experimenting also.
Yeah, something like Hook's Law, which came out recently, by Kaya, Keiyaa. Like that's a different sounding album,
Right.
you know? And what was it, A. Murray, who had Black Star, and that's a really weird kind of dark pop R&B album. She tweeted that she's like, Hook's Law is the album of the year, so they're developing together a kind of different language, different space that they can expand out upon,
Right.
right? Like that's what people don't realize about Backwoods. The funniest thing to me about Backwoods is people being like, "Oh man, like it's this Prem Rock guy's pretty good. I like that." You know what I mean? And you're like, "Dog, Prem Rock has been on the road with Woods for 1,000 years,
Mhm.
right? Like Def C was working on his Backwoods album for 7, 8 years, right?
Right.
Like these are people he knew from the scene and knew were dope before anyone knew who they were.
Right.
And he stuck with them. And when he built his space, now he looks like a genius who finds talent all over the place. In fact, he's just really tuned in to his surroundings, right? Like, um, I love that shit. That's awesome. Um, and more people should do that shit. But it's hard to be invested in other people's success when you're fighting over dollars in the underground.
Yeah.
It's fucking hard, especially since people could just melt down on Twitter any day and
Yeah.
throw everything you've worked for away. Um, oof. Shout out to people melting down on social media.
I know. Mhm.
But so, question going on here, Hobgoblin. Is there anything you'd like to see more of in 2026, production wise?
More production wise.
Yep. And anything you would like to see more present that isn't as present, or yeah,
Um, what would I like to see more of? I'd like to see more Lupara.
more
2026.
Lupara. That's all.
Working with some of them. But yeah, I'm not really sure, to be honest with you, what to say to that.
And I know you said more Lupara, and I can actually build that as kind of my point here, as a legitimate point of interest. There was an album that came out this year called Drug Money, by Teller Banks and Company. That's how I have it on my list. because it was actually a group of producers.
Mhm.
QNO rap name, Killer
Yeah.
Kane, Filth Spectre, just all and yeah, and there's lots of people there who they all got together and just started making beats together. Uh,
Telebank's the rapper.
huh?
Telebank's the rapper.
So no, so this starts before Teller, right? Basically, all these producers get together in a house. They start making it, right? And then they start just making stuff together. Ayashi's the last producer. I didn't want to forget Ayashi.
Mhm.
So Ayashi, Kuno rap name, Filth Spectre, Killer Kane. They do it, and the way they do it is they all get together physically, right? Together and make the beats, and whoever's house it is kind of runs the session. It's like an old school jazz thing, right?
A lot. Yeah.
And so they're making the beats together, and or then once they made like the first, I don't know, 8 beats, they're like, who should we send these to? And they Teller was on, I think, Killer Kane's mind. They sent it to Teller. Teller hits it, it's inspiring to him, hits him, sends it back. They put another working session together, right? They give him another group. So, and Teller's a producer too, right?
Right. Yeah.
So he's able to put sauce in there too. And nothing sounds like this album. This album sounds wild. Um, and it is kind of a Lupara situation, right? Like, I would love to see more Lupara in that way. I would love to see more collaborative.
It's funny you say that. It's funny you say that. Me and Timepiece have been doing a bit of that where he'll send me a sample and I'll add the drums and then I'll send it back. Something else, and then he'll send it back. So we have been doing a bit of that. To be fair, me and Mighty Healthy have kind of done that in the past as well.
Yep.
Kind of sent little bits and pieces back and forward. Nothing that's made a project, but we've done it.
Right.
But yeah, I see what you're saying there. Yeah, and that would be cool if we could do some more of that, definitely.
Because it makes the music more vibrant, right? There's less static songs, right?
Yeah. And I tell you what, for me as a producer, to me, that's the end goal. Like I only want to do co-production like after a certain point. Like, listen, just send me something, I'll get the drums right and just mix it out. Like I'll send it back. Like I don't care. Because to me, like that's the fun part to me. And a lot of producers aren't really like, ooh, what do you mean you're gonna change something? Like, so yeah, I love that. That's easy for me.
It's it's fun learning from each other. It's fun having that community, right? Like it's the same conversation we had around rap groups, right? Like what you're missing in rap groups is having someone to build off of and learn from and grow with, right? Like you're alone in this independent space, you're building your name, but now you don't have anyone outside of you to test against, right? And it's the same thing. Producers, you could be in your lonely room just hitting buttons, and you're not interacting with other people with a very different perspective. Bill, I would love to see more of that, just building together.
Yeah, I would like to see that.
Oh, say it again. I missed it. What?
Just
I'm still not hearing it.
from before. I'd like to see people like Raekwon, Ghostface doing what Vinny Paz is doing.
Yes.
2020, those guys tapping in with what's hot, not underground on the underground scene.
And you know what they used to do with that? That was what mellow music was doing back in the day, right? Mellow music would be like, okay, so you're the label, Joel Ortiz, you're no longer in Slaughterhouse, right? You're no longer, standing next to Eminem in the video. So let's go ahead and put you with Apollo Brown, right? Let's go ahead and put you with, uh, Lel Range.
Yeah, I mean,
And
yeah, I mean,
it
yeah,
was did things like Cool Keith, Lel Range, yeah,
yeah. I mean, yeah, I mean, yeah. Like Mellow was a producer first label. And so you know what that's a really good point, because again, that generation never really had to tap in.
Right.
So you go with a label that already has, movement, and they're like, "Hey, this is our guy. These are our people. Like, you don't have to worry about tapping in. Like, we'll get you right."
Right. And a shout out to Nori because Nori on Drink Champs has absolutely said, I hate being independent. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, yeah,
I like having people taking care of the shit for me.
yeah. I mean, and so it's like as a rapper who never had to do any of that. Like you link up with a group like us and like, no, we'll get you right. We'll get you single. We'll get so a lot of times with these albums, like sometimes the artists will pitch features, but sometimes they'll be like, oh yeah, like I try to get Ace on every album. Like, the other guys will find people, whatever. Like, it's like they don't have to really worry about much.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's that makes sense to me,
Yeah.
like, and people who that's what that was a great one. I'm I think Hobgoblins stands on the board. More Lupara translates to more collaboration, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, for me, I was trying to think of what mine would be. Uh, yeah, um, taking the time that you need. You know what I mean with what you're doing. Um, yeah, don't make a sequel unless you really want to. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, don't be Terminator 3. Be like the Coen brothers bringing the same cast in to do a new movie. You know? Make it that way. Switch it up. You know. Oh yeah, there was also like in terms of what I'd like to see less of. Right. Um, there's a thing happening, and it's always talked about in a very coy way because the money leads the way the narratives, right? So old heads will be like, trap is boring. And the people in the industry will be like, yeah, it's 'cause you're old, man. You don't know what's going on. And I'm like, both of these are kind of bullshit, right? Trap is not boring, right? But you you are selling a sort of corporate trap at this point.
Yes.
This
Yeah.
is not the trap that we got when we were doing Trapaholics mixtapes and shit. This is not that trap, right? This isn't even the Kevin Gates when Kevin Gates came out trap. This is very safe, very dialed down, very replicatable.
Yeah, I think you nailed on that with corporate. Like, yeah, this is yeah, this is totally just like workshopped. This lowest common denominator, let's not offend anyone. Like this is like the hybrid crossback electric car version of music.
And if I was gonna like, if people are like, what do you mean? Like, well, you that's bullshit. I was like, look, go to whatever streaming service that you roll with and look up Jeezy and DJ Drama Still Snowing. Okay? Jeezy is one of the three that popularized trap, right?
Yeah.
He's one of that T.I., Jeezy, and Gucci, right? Those are the three. He's one of those three. And if you listen to Still Snowing, those are not simple ass.
No.
They've got horns in them. They've got lush production. Jeezy's beats will have West Coast feels inside them. Like he's managed to make his trap sound durable and
Right.
versatile.
And I think he knows that he's like, look, uh he's just like, look, I know I rap a certain way, my voice is a certain way, and I'm from the South, so these are the type of beats I have to get. So like something has to change in order for me to keep this going. Now, was an album perfect? No. But do I
No,
like how he went for it? Absolutely.
it's fun. It's in the fun
Yeah.
bucket.
It's the
I
fun bucket.
I had to clean the kitchen. I put on Still Snowing, and I was
Yeah.
cleaning that shit, dog.
Another person I'll put in that box in terms of just like, okay, I'm just gonna check out anything he does once. Like, what the fuck is Juicy J doing?
Yeah, I was about to go into the Juicy J jazz. I fucking love this. It's fucking great. Why not? You know what I mean? Do that
Yeah,
shit.
I would just have a whole album with Logic. Like that doesn't even make any like what?
Why not? You know? By the way, the Juicy J producer album I always wanted was Juicy J producing a full Megan the Stallion album.
Oh yeah, he would kill. It'll be our best album.
It would be her best fucking album. It
Our
would
best
be
album.
the problem with her is her albums are kind of silly and like that Good News album. She'll have like a badass banging ass Texas song. The next song is like a crooning thing with Dua Lipa that nobody wants. Like nobody wants this.
No, the yeah, the government mandated corporate fucking like
If she
let
did 12 songs with Juicy J, that's her best album, right? No
he's
question about that shit. So that's my thing. But yeah, that's what I'd like to see less of, less corporate trap. And because the corporate trap, it's not just built on the money, like give me simple product, right? It's also built on the laziness of the artists
it's
or
I
corporate.
mean yeah, it's like the definition of capitalism. It's like, as mainstream rap totally shit the bed in terms of performance this year, it's like, yeah, the big company's going to start cutting back even more. But what happens there, it's like, okay, well, now the beats get even more corporate and cheaper, you
Right.
know? So it's like, I think eventually that whole ecosystem will eventually have to break because like it's not
Yes.
working.
Yes. As a fan, you're gonna have to look in the mirror and say, I love 808s, but I think that's all I have left here.
Yeah. And it's so crazy because I'm like Hob, like too, like as a producer, like trap and boom bap is like a 10 BPM difference. Like there's really like it's just 10 BPM slower than boom bap. And to me like that's also another appreciation that I had for the Mobb Deep album because if you take a lot of those Havoc beats and just add hi-hats to them, like a lot of them are trap beats.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like it's not even like he was like trying to chase like no, it's still very like half of those beats he could have sent for like another Kanye album. Like they still
Right. Right. He's always had like a thick sound
yeah.
that felt dense, you know, and lived in. So that yeah, that makes sense to me. Um, any pet peeves, Hobgoblin, that you'd like to see out?
It's Timberland, please.
Oh, Timbaland is a good one.
Yeah, just everything that he's doing and saying, just less of all of that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
the whole AI bullshit that he's pushing.
It's so weird because it's like this is the last person that should be doing this. Like this is someone who has done nothing like ever since he came out was just like he's always been himself. He has his own sound. Sure, like there's been allegations of stealing beats or whatever. But like what like a prime Timbaland beat sounds like. Like this is the last person. So someone to get into that, and it's just that whole thing is a mess.
Somebody who built his career on being completely individual to everybody else.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
it's. I think of Timbaland as like there are some people that are good people only until they get the chance to not be good people.
yeah.
You know what I mean? There's some friends you're like, he's a good dude, but he'll steal everything out of your bathroom, so be careful. You know? And that's a real thing. And like so I think Timbaland has always kind of been a scummy dude. If you look at like he obviously eyeballs Eminem dropping and goes, I need Bubba Sparks, right? Like that's where this comes from. Like he's always been manipulative in that way. Like he just This
That you see, right? Yeah.
this grifter environment is like heaven for him.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's like so yeah, there's two things to that, right? Like you were a successful producer in like probably one of the slimiest eras in music. Uh but also to me, a good part of it also, he's part of the overall thing with where like a lot of Gen Xers like genuinely think AI is like impressive.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a good point. That's a good point.
Like I could imagine his Instagram feed. It's just like a whole bunch of AI slop, and he thinks it's all like, oh wow, look what this happening here.
He's got a folder full of AI selfies.
Like, ooh.
That's awesome. I'm a dog. Oh,
This is
uh,
so real.
right. It's crazy. I love that shit. Yeah. Shout out to the Gen X people, fascinated by AI. But that's a good one, man. All you had to do was say Timbaland, and we were like, "Yep, that makes sense. We get it."
Yeah. I'll tell you who I was disappointed with though. Who also did it when Alchemist and Erika Badu went for that AI video. That wasn't the look for me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
You
That
know,
cartoon where the fingers were all wrong and it just it was bad.
and again, it's like, and I think Ray and Ghost had AI videos also. Like to me, AI is just a tool, right? You know, me personally, I think it's good in spots. Like, for our Shoddy album, for Yellow Cab, like in the video, like using AI to animate his dad, which to me, like
Yeah,
that's really good. But the whole video wasn't like that. Like it was
right,
still a
right.
normal music video. So like there it can be useful in spots, but are like acts like them who have the resources to actually do quality videos, like it's just like, what are you doing? Like this is
Yeah,
not.
Reach out to an animator who would have made you a way better version of what you got. Yeah, the way he did that.
And
and
to me,
my big AI gripe, by the way, they announced that major AI artist who they signed, right, is like Zanya Monet, and I'm like, that's just Victoria Monet, right? Or like, or that lady is a huge fucking star and worked to get there, right? Incredible dancer, incredible choreography, wrote for people, like worked so hard. Victoria Monet worked so hard to get to where she is. And she's fabulous.
right,
And they took her fucking name and they created a fake AI artist that looks like her. And that's some bullshit, dog. I would be dedicated to vengeance. You know what I mean?
right.
She's a great person. I would be dedicated to vengeance.
And the thing is, what's crazy about this stuff is like, what do you say? Like from a pure capitalism standpoint, it's like you're not really saving money either because like you still had to hire a songwriter
Right.
because I sure as shit can't write. Um, you still need to hire production. Like it's like just from a pure capitalism standpoint, like what are you saving money on?
Right.
Like it's like you cut out a human being to put out something that's shittier, but also you spent kind of the same amount of money.
Yeah, it would be like you didn't know what a soap dish is, and not so you're using the soap dish for everything. You know what I mean? Like, oh shit, I'm eating my Cheez-Its out of this soap dish. Why? What are we doing right now? It's for soap. Okay? Relax. Um, I'm a very old Jewish person, and my comparisons are weird. So, hey, Mighty Healthy, what is your thing you'd like to see gone? What do you would like to see less of?
I mean, yeah, like just I want more collaboration.
Yep.
I want to hear more from our legends properly.
Right, right,
You know, and again, by properly, having it's like even if you don't have the ear for beats, it's like have someone that has the ear for beats. I want people to take their time. You don't have to drop You don't have to drop when you don't have to, you know. And yeah, and if you don't know how to do that, just hit us up. We'll get you right.
Right? No, that makes sense. Yeah, expand your network, get out of your contact list, because that's we talk about the old head from 30 years ago who's going to start rapping again, pulls out his contact list for the producers he used to use, and
For
they're in
for the
tough shape.
producers,
You know what I
for
mean?
the producers he used to use, or they're gonna just be like, oh well, I'll just go ask like Conductor, or I'll just ask like Alchemist, and he's probably has on like his 75th album for the year, so it's probably not happening. It's
Right.
like, there's more than two producers out here.
Yeah. I would love to see like AZ and Small Professor, Small
Yeah.
Pro. Like I would love to see like weird shit like that. I would love to see that. Like, whatever. You don't need a super producer. You just need a really good producer. But yeah, so that's where I'm at. Any final thoughts before we go to recommendation corner?
Any final thoughts? No, I mean, we're
Here,
gonna be we're gonna be in a very interesting spot next year in terms of in terms of mainstream rap, and I think they'll be looking more at us more, like in terms of stuff to pull from. Like, what you mentioned earlier with the clips basically having an underground rap album rollout. Like, I think the acts that care about that will start reaching here more.
Is it 2025? What the process you're talking about, mainstream versus underground, feels like the Philadelphia 76ers.
Mm,
So in this comparison, Joel Embiid with the bad leg is the mainstream pop rap,
yeah.
right? And Tyrese Maxey's the underground, right? And so Tyrese Maxey starts as like, oh, you're a good second option, Embiid's gonna kill it, and you'll be the second option. And Maxey takes his role so seriously that he's the man,
Right.
and Embiid is hobbled, can't put it together, and so now everybody's like, well, I guess Maxey's the guy. Like, I think that's kind of what will happen. Is like it's always been a pat on the head, like we're glad to have you underground. We kind of take your ideas and make them more palatable, right? Like, but eventually they're like, we don't even have a process to deliver ideas right now. So if you guys want it, go ahead. Like, yeah, I could definitely see that happen.
Right. Yeah, like especially now, it's like record companies got their asses kicked this year. There's
Right.
less money to spend. And so now you're kind of forced to become more creative and actually develop talent again. And so I think they'll be looking here.
Yeah.
Yeah, stealing ideas from us, basically.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
So, and they'll have to wrestle with questions of like, could I make Bruiser Wolf into a pop rap star? Like, as old as he is, as strange as he is, like, is that could I do that? Like,
Like, could I get could I get Meg Thee Stallion on a Rock Marcy beat? Like,
yeah.
we might start seeing
You put a song together that was like Meg the Stallion, Flo Millie, and Bruiser Wolf.
that
That
could
like
work.
that would throw people for a loop, man.
Yeah.
But it might fucking work. It might fucking work.
Yeah. I do see just overall just more of that
Yeah.
because what they're currently doing isn't working. So like something.
No. Yeah, the upstream and the downstream are gonna meet, and
Yeah.
it's gonna be interesting to watch. But yeah, going to recommendation corner here, talking about the crazy music that's been coming out recently, dude.
Mhm.
The one that's really fucked me up, and I was like dealing with this over this week was called Muses. The album's called Muses.
Mhm.
Find this on Bandcamp. It's by KLG Clerget and Manu Traval.
Okay. Check it out.
KLG Clerget is from Cameroon, and Manu Traval is from Brazil, I believe.
Mhm.
And so some of it is not in English, but it is the coolest, wildest experimental shit. Clerget has an incredible voice. I just couldn't get away from it. It's so interesting and so different. Um, since K Diggy is not here, I'm gonna throw up for him. Throw this up for him. I'm not gonna throw up in honor of him. That wouldn't make much sense. Um, Chez Noir and 7XVE the Genius released Desired Crowns. That is some rapping ass rapping. They are really good at what they do. I really dig that project, and I know Kay does. And Kay's a big fan of what Shane Noir has been doing all year
Mhm.
with the other guys. Yeah, great stuff. Um, who has third one? This is a pre-order, hasn't happened yet, but I'm so excited for it. De Niro, Ferrar, and Child Actor have an album coming out
Oh, okay. Yeah,
called
yeah.
Raw Materials.
Mhm.
The pre-order is up. It comes out December 2nd. Nicholas F is on it.
Mhm.
Loot is on it. I'm excited for it. Child Actors really makes really weird beats.
Yeah.
Done some great work this year. One of the contenders for producer of the year.
Mhm.
Um, and De Niro Farrar has always been really out there. I think this could really work well. I'm excited for it. So,
Right.
yeah, my three. What are you listening to, Hobgoblin?
What am I listening to? I'll be honest. I quite like the West Side Gun's been shouting him out recently. The Borry Rock from that whole like Estee Mac. They're all like Boston based.
Yep.
Their producer tremendous. I like his stuff as well. So that's been kind of most recently. That's what I've been kind of tapping into. That the hidden character. That their little crew.
Did you listen to the Mini Mansion Dust Volume 7?
Is that the latest one he's just dropped?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The Mini
Yeah.
Mansion Dust is series is like him and his homies. It's like him and his friends. And he produces a lot of that stuff under the name Mr. Rose. Um,
That's Mr. Rose's Estee now.
yes,
I didn't know that, you know.
it's so awesome. Um, and yeah, I love that series because it's just Knack and the homies just saying crazy shit, having fun. On the last edition, it was a song called Knack Man Thanos, which is one of the most satisfying SD Knack songs. By the way, SD Knack, a primary candidate for someone who would make a great Mighty Healthy album.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
That would be kinetic energy right there.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think I'm sure Estee Mac and Machacha have got projects. He's
Oh,
already he's already tapped in with one of us. One of us.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's also the running joke in the group. It's like when we find an artist, so like, yeah, this is probably a Machacha album 3 years ago. It just of course.
yeah, yeah. Machacha is the character in the back of every picture. You know, like
Yeah.
when they have the TV series and there's like, wait, is that you in World War II? You know, and you're like, Machacha everywhere. That's awesome. Uh, that's a good one. I love the Knack shout out. That's a great project. Um, Mighty Healthy. What you rocking with?
Well, I have to plug the latest Lupara album with Sazy. Our word on the street is God wants you dead. Uh, so that's a shameless plug. But honestly, like right now, I'm in album mode, so I kind of just go back to what I like. And I don't know, this week just felt like a Beans week. I've just been going through like Beans' first three albums.
Oh man,
Yeah.
me and me and Zilla have talked about trying to do like a dedicated thing to that 3 album run because it's one
Yeah.
of the best 3 album runs like ever.
It's one of the best three album runs. To me, Beans is the greatest rapper ever signed to like to just Jay-Z ever.
Okay.
Like to me, like he's better than Cole. He's better than like yeah. He's to me
Yeah.
he's the greatest rapper ever signed to Hove. And also he would be the only ethical use of AI with his
Yeah,
voice.
that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
because he's still
it's
killing. His writing is still on point, dude. Yeah,
yeah, he's
great rap.
him and DLC will be the only ethical uses of AI.
That's fair. It's a
Yeah.
good point. Good point. The whew, and Mighty Healthy has stuff on the way. You gotta check that. Check
Yeah.
that. So yeah, follow Mighty Healthy Bandcamp, follow Hobgoblin. You know, find him on OnlyFans, you know.
Oh, could we plug projects we're doing too?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so Lupara, we have we're doing Money Mowgli next. Uh
I love
yeah,
Money Mowgli. Oh my
yeah.
God, I love Money Mowgli.
So we're doing Money Mowgli next. And it'll kind of be the same dynamic with the Shoddy album because like Shoddy who lives here, Money Mowgli lives here
Right,
too.
right.
So we're doing that. Me and Shoddy, we're doing a project. We're like halfway through now.
Nice.
There's still I got King Mighty 3 in the background, like we're still doing that. Ace and I are always working. So yeah, just a ton of work, man.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Do you have any projects to plug, Hobgoblin?
I'm hoping to drop my second producer project. That I've been studying for about 2.5 years over at some point next year. Yeah, I've just got to finish a few last little bits of art. Maybe get a couple more collaborations. I'll be dropping that hopefully next year. Me and Josiah the Gift.
Josiah the Gift.
And this has been kind of percolating for 2 or 3 years now. I mean, it just I keep getting certain Lupara members will post up that they've got an album coming out with Josiah, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
for us to be able to when's I was going to drop them. But it's slow going, but it just means that the quality is going to be there. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're not rushing it. We literally just
SB11 has done a lot of great work with Josiah the Gift.
Yeah. He really has. I think SB's got a producer album dropping next year as well, actually.
It's been a great year for producer albums.
And they're so, as someone that has not done one yet, because I see what other, like, that shit is hard to do.
Oh yeah.
So hard to do.
Yeah, definitely. Because you're like, is this a beat tape? Am I wrangling a bunch of rappers? Like,
yeah, and really it's weird. Like it usually it's like, okay, I don't want to just get like the leftover songs from when I was working with artists. Like I want my own, it's so hard to piece. Oh, I forgot to plug another one. I also have a project with Sankofa. We're trying to do like I did all the beats for that one, and I think we're trying to drop next month. So that's like the next immediate one. He's someone that's he drops albums like 8 days a week. So
good deal. Deal. So I will, I got to talk to you about that one.
Yeah.
So that's but yeah, shout out in terms of notes for this, what we do, it's getting a lot easier to book people. That's pretty cool, right? Like that's an indicator. It was pretty easy. We booked Armand Hammer.
Yeah.
They're coming
nice.
In December, we're going to sit down with Armand Hammer. The next week after that, we're going to sit down with Pep Love of Hyro.
Nice.
So, like, holy shit. To be able to sit down with people that I was rocking with in cold basements before I was ever doing this, that's pretty dope.
Oh, yeah.
Pep Love's awesome. So, yeah, I'm excited for all that stuff along the way. And if you're great at making music and want to be here, you probably could. This is not Studio 54 where if you're dope, you're in. Like, we're here for you, man.
What will tomorrow bring? What will tomorrow bring? What will tomorrow